Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our Memorial Day event at Maple Grove. My name is Sharyar Hussain, and I am the president of the Friends of Maple Grove, and we're truly grateful for this beautiful day and the opportunity to gather by the serene Maple Grove Lake. I extend a warm welcome to Helen Day, my vice president here, as well as the president of the Richmond Hill Historical Society, as well as our esteemed guests from the Friends of Maple Grove Scout Troop 177 Queens and their scout leaders from Scouting America. It's an honor to unite with them and with all of you for this meaningful occasion. Allow me to introduce the Scouting America Queens Troop 177 Color Guard. Established in Richmond Hill in 1930, Scouting America Troop 177 boasts a rich history spanning over 90 years. As a charitable organization, Friends of Maple Grove proudly sponsors Troop 177 from Queens, New York. Their flag proudly bears name Friends of Maple Grove. We're ready for the flag bearers.
Good morning. While the Scouts are walking and traveling around the lake, let me give you an explanation of this Memorial Day event. Today, as we gather, let us remember and honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in active military service. Memorial Day in America is a solemn occasion dedicated to the memory of our fallen heroes. Friends of Maple Grove, in collaboration with local volunteers and scouts, has undertaken the task of placing flags on the graves of our beloved veterans laid to rest here. Helen Day, myself, Senior Vice President, and Cemetery Historian Carl Belanis have compiled a list of 79 brave souls, young soldiers who gave their lives on the battlefields of World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and Afghanistan. And now, the Scouts, when they return, will read the names of the 79.
Thank you, Ellen. Now, before we recite the 79 names, I would like to invite you all to join in a recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance led by Troop 177. Please stand. Scout salute. I pledge to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic Two.
Charles Gamble Byard. Okay. Edward Carter. Russell Chapman. George Montgomery Coleman. Clarence Collins. Alfred Nelson Dow. Austin Edward Geiner. Arnold Walter Godwin. Edwin Birch Gordon. William F. Houseman. Andrew Joseph Hummer. George Elmer Johnson. Leroy Wakefield Libbett. Henry Rudolph Myers. William H. Nelson Jr. Frederick H. Shire. Charles Gustav Tum. Charles Worth.
Thank you. So those were the names of 18 young men who sacrificed their lives in World War I for this country.
World War II in 1939 to 1945. John. Hello? You guys hear me? John H. Abrahamson, Robert W. Begg, Hayden W. Barrett, Harold B. Begton, Harry Bennett, Theodore Benson, Carl Brennan, Frank Berhard, Donald F. Carter, Donald F. Crawford, Raymond D. Dodds, George H. Duenze, Charles W. English, Charles L. Jr. Epstein, Robert J. Foley, Thomas Franklin Xavier Frank, William A. Finching, William Howard Griffin, Fred E. Hardington, Edward Ramsey Hemberg, Wilbert George Hotchkiss,
Leo Hawk Jr., Everett Raymond Johnson, William Kazakowicz, Keith Edward George, Howard A. Campbell, Edwin F. Kirschman, George James LaRue, Charles H. F. McLevich, Robert Valentine Palmer, John A. Parton, Frank A. Ritchell Jr., George M. Schwarzkopf, Edwin Sloan, John Smith, Smith Richard F., Sonner Warren R., Charles A. Stravel, Daniel A. Steinbach, Edgar Turnton, and Harmon L. Vedder. Charles H. Jr., Thomas Murray Webster Jr., and George T. Williamson Jr.
Thank you. Before we continue, I want to, invite you all for a moment of silence while we ring the bell to honor the memories of these soldiers who sacrificed their life in both World War I and World War II. Thank you.
Korean War casualties, 1949 to 1953. Gilbert George Gopal, George Klausner, James Jacob. Vietnam casualties, 1966 to 1975. Demetrius Arnidos, Robert E. Arnott, Robert Edward Boone, Leroy Brady, Kenneth Neal Brandeis, Joseph Heinzbuttel, Richard C. Brunn, Michael Joseph Martin, Edward D. Randazzo, Robert Edward Render, Sigmund Michael Sikorsky.
Afghanistan casualty at Maple Grove, Jason Eric von Verneck.
Right. Well, so it is an honor to stand before you all on this sacred day of remembrance, in the sacred stillness of these hallowed grounds, in the company of those whose sacrifice speaks louder than words. We gather not simply to mark a date on the calendar, but to remember those who gave everything they had for everything we hold dear. These grounds are not silent. Here at Maple Grove, the past speaks softly through every headstone and every name we remember. Beneath our feet rest the heroes of our nation, including 79 souls, soldiers all, who were killed in action. Their lives were given in the battlefields of World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and Afghanistan. They rest here, not far from where we live, work, and raise our children. Their sacrifice does not end as we leave through these gates. It lives on in every flag raised, every right defended, and every life lived in peace. Each year, we read their names, not as a list, but as a sacred litany. For in speaking their names, we do what memory demands. We give them a voice again. We lift them from silence and we say, you are cherished and not forgotten. Today, we also speak the names of 27 young men from our very own Kew Gardens community. Their names can be found on the World War II memorial that has been in plain view for 77 years. These were sons of this neighborhood, Kew Gardens, boys who played stickball on these streets, kissed their mothers goodbye, promising them to return, but they never came home. Only one of the 27, Private Richard Smith, was brought home to rest here at Maple Grove. Today, through memory, through tribute, and through the pages of a new book created with love and care, all 27 are brought home again. And when you read their stories, when you look into the faces of the young men in the photographs we've gathered, they come alive once more. Remember for a moment, you are not just reading history. You are meeting someone's son, someone's brother, someone's best friend. You see their youth, their courage, their dreams, and you carry them forward. On this Memorial Day, as Maple Grove marks its 150th anniversary, we offer this book as a gift to the neighborhood of Kew Gardens, a gesture of remembrance and of community kindness. May every library, every home, every reader come face to face with the cost of freedom and the power of remembrance. The lives that shaped our freedom can too easily become whispers in the background. Not here and not today. We need to stop, we need to remember, and we need to call out their names, because here in this sacred place, surrounded by their memory, we stand in the very freedom they made possible. We remember to ensure their legacy lives on in us and in the generations to come. We at the Friends of Maple Grove strive so very hard to never forget. We believe that memory is an act of love. And today, your presence affirms that they are not forgotten. To the 79 soldiers buried here, to the 27 whose names are engraved on the Kew Gardens Memorial, to every man and woman who wore the uniform and now rests here. At this time, we would like to read the names of the 27 killed in action found on the Kew Gardens World War II Memorial by members of the community. Thank you for the peace we know and the freedom we cherish. We honor you, we remember you, we thank you. May God bless their memory, and may God bless all of you for carrying their memory forward. Now I'd like to invite members of the community to read off those 27 names.
Robert Walter Abram, William Kenneth Bain, Arthur Berg, John Michael Birmingham, George Collar Lass,
Martin H. Braun, Richard L. Cardozo, Norman L. Conrad, Edward Ennard III, Leon C. Gold.
Frederick C. Harris Jr., Howard S. Kern, Charles Warren Kluber, Alfred S. Kozlan, and George C. Kuhn.
Robert Ainley Marsh, John Mascioli, Jacob Lewis Mass, Herbert Graham Nash Jr., Walter Francis Roth, Barry Ruffing.
Richard F. Smith, Donald F. Sussman, James M. Battalion, Paul Fred Bolland, and William C. Jepson.
At this moment, I would like to invite cemetery historian Carl Belinas to talk about our gift to the community, this book that chronicles the lives of the 27 soldiers killed in action in World War II from our very own Kew Gardens community. Carl?
Thank you very much. I'm holding the manuscript to the book. It was in celebration of the 150th anniversary of Maple Grove Cemetery. And it was thought that we would have some projects that related to this 150th anniversary. It's not only about Maple Grove. So this special project, one of among many, was to honor our neighborhood of Kew Gardens that is 111 years old. And we saw it grow up around us. So the idea came about to create this book that would honor the 27 Kew Gardens soldiers who were killed in action from World War II. The book will be printed very shortly, and on June 14, we will have a book launch at Maple Grove Center, where we'll have a PowerPoint presentation about their lives and have the book available. The book will be at no cost. It is a gift to the community of Kew Gardens. So if you would like a copy of the book, please come on June 14th at 1:30. Thank you. Okay. Natalia Preciado from the Kew Gardens Alliance would like to speak.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you to the Boy Scouts and the Board of Maple Grove. I'm from the Kew Gardens Preservation Alliance. We're a group that helps preserve the architecture and historical connections of the community. As you may know, Kew Gardens was initially founded as a garden community, as a reprieve from the bustling city of downtown Brooklyn of Manhattan, and that's what initiated our community. That's why we see so many houses with gardens, so many parks, Maple Grove, of course. And so if you're interested in following our work and seeing how we can preserve the community and create that piece for the future, you can follow us at Kew Gardens Preservation Alliance on Instagram mostly. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now I would like to call on the president of Community Board 9, Sherry Alegua.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to join the Friends of Maple Grove and everyone and say to the truth, you guys do an amazing job. Thank you for service. I'm happy to be here and be part of this momentous day. 30 years ago I landed in this great nation that I call home today, and I am happy to be here to honor those who died, that people like me can come and enjoy the benefits of a wonderful land like this. My dad in my country served the Red Cross as the president for over 25 years. He served the Queen of England. And so I've learned service from a very young age and how to appreciate those who give up their time to honor their country. So today I'm here to say we thank all those who serve, all those who fought and died for our freedom, that we can stand here today and enjoy this great democracy of our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sherry. And lastly, I would like to invite the leadership of Troop 177 to come speak. So Robert, would like to join us. Thank you. Say a couple of words. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, friends, family. Thank you for coming on this beautiful day. On behalf of 177, I want to thank everyone for joining us as we honor the memory of the brave men and women who served in our country and made an ultimate sacrifice. It is both our duty and our privilege to stand here today in the place of rest and remembrance, to pay tribute to those who gave everything so we could have lived in freedom. Each and every stone in Maple Grove Cemetery marks a life that lived with courage, commitment, and honor. These are not just shoulders. They were mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, neighbors, and friends. Although time may have passed, we must never let their service fade from our heart. As scouts, we are taught to be reverent, be helpful, and to be loyal. Today, we live out those values by giving our time and respect to those who care, and for those who can no longer speak for them themselves. Like this act of service must remind us that freedom is never free, that it is all up to us to carry forward their legacy through service, kindness, and the community. To every veteran laid here to rest, thank you, and we remember you, we honor you, and we promise to never forget you. Thank you again.
Good morning, everyone. I think Robert has covered everything in terms of for our troop and our scouts in this community, but I want to just say thank you to the Friends of Maple Grove for having us as our sponsor. They have sponsored Troop 177, Pack 177, and our older scouts in this community. Because of Maple Grove, we have a home, and I just want to say thank you for that. And again, for our veterans who has served us, I want to say thank you. Thanks, everyone.
So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I know it wasn't easy. It's not the warmest May day, but in closing, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us in this solemn commemoration. Special thanks to the Friends of Maple Grove, Troop 177 of Scouting America, for their unwavering support and participation. So let us depart today with hearts filled with remembrance and gratitude. Thank you.
Can you see by the dawn's early light? Oh, so proudly we hailed at the twilight's gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright